Okay, had to step away for a second. So I've not been, for whatever reason, streaming where I have discovered I am. Oops. Oh, crap. Oh, they're tough. Hold on. Got a chat coming for me. Turn the sound up. Hello? Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, this is...
Is there anybody out there?
It's me! Chris Pratt.
Oh, God. Oh, God. I had already forgotten about that, man. Well, no, Sonic's coming out.
Yeah.
Like, in a week or two.
I'm trying to talk them into going to see it, because I like the first one.
Dude, I need to. We've watched it probably 5 or 6 times, because Amelia took to it, like, immediately for some reason. But
it's not bad.
Pretty cool, man. It's not. I even got her watching a little bit of that Adventures of Sonic.
Oh, the cartoon?
When we were in like the early to mid 90s, maybe. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
When he was still small and fat.
Like, yeah, he has like a fat head or whatever.
Not Sonic X, where he's slim and svelte.
Right. Batman Beyond, Sonic X. Batman Beyond was actually pretty dang good, though. I like it. Not as good as the animated series, but it was good.
It's dark.
It was dark. Man. I feel like there was a lot of Joker in it, too.
Yeah, they had the movie with him.
Oh,
The Return of the Joker.
Now that you say that, yeah, I think I remember renting that from Movie Warehouse.
Well, naturally, you would rent it. Man.
That's what we did, and those... Dude, it's so weird how much the world's changed in our short life.
Mm-hmm. It's been
see why old people are so scared all the time.
I know. Afraid of these kids already putting me in a home.
I know, dude. So, like, next 5-10 years, I'll probably start feeling that dread.
In the next 5 to 10.
My dad went when he was 47, so...
I mean, you're still a ways away.
Yeah, and I wasn't born with a birth defect like him that I'm aware of, so... Unless it's one that manifests at like 40
you're defective,
years old.
but... Oh, crap.
That dude, it reminded me of Adam made a really bad joke. Saying your joke was pretty bad, but you know, no, Adam made a really bad joke on selling me on it last night. Cause I was editing it today.
Yeah.
It cracked me up pretty good. Just like not even a pun. It was like a 2% wordplay, you know.
Oh.
Like just enough that you could define it as wordplay if nobody was looking.
If nobody was looking.
Yeah, if no one was going to be auditing heavily.
Oh, gosh.
How's life, man?
It's going. It's not too great down here in the Eternal City or wherever it is I am.
No joke. I'm blissfully back where I can one-shot everything. Only Ernia.
That's the dream.
Just exploring. The days of yore.
Down here with these stupid ants. How far did you make it?
Like going through the Altus Plateau and stuff?
No, the underground place.
Oh, are you talking about the one that you had told me about, that crater?
Yeah, I think that's where... No, I'm actually in a different one.
Right, but... Oh, okay.
Well...
Let me see how many I've got. I've only got 2... No, I've got 3 maps, actually.
I'm on 3.
Do you have the underground maps? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the other one's at, like, Atlas Plateau and up there. But...
Yeah, I got... What was the... whatever
Do you have the
Siofra,
river one?
and I'm in Ansel River.
Okay, yeah. Then those. It doesn't actually give a title of this bottom one, at least not for me.
Yeah,
On the
mine didn't
underground.
either when I just looked.
Huh. But that's the two you have. That first one, and then the Ansel River. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I've only got one more, and it's just because I'm pretty much done with deep root depths, at least for now. So. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
crap.
That's the name of the third, whatever area.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much done with the Altus Plateau though. I've cleaned it out, I think.
Oh no! Oh no!
It was kind of silly how they had so many golden seeds around up there.
Yeah, no, I wasn't complaining.
No, I wasn't either. It's a nice little respite to know you could get another, whatever, cider jug or what are they called? Tears, cerulean tears.
Cider jug.
I was trying to not say Estus flask as hard as I could. So.
Oh man, I don't know. I found a new enemy type that I've not fought yet.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Dude, I think my most hated are the freaking bears, the big bears, because they're just really hard.
They lunge at you?
Yeah. And they are tanks, which would be expected, I guess. For I don't know how many times you got to stab a bear with a slight slash on its side to take it down, but I'd imagine it would take a while.
Have you found the second, that first underground place, you went down the elevator, and then to get to the second part of it, you had to go down the meteor hole.
Yes.
This one, the Ansel River, I'm in the second entrance. Which was
Hold on, I'll look on my map in a second. I'm fighting some guys.
It was a stroke of luck of finding.
Bet you found that entrance?
Yeah.
Cool.
Of course.
What happened?
I mean, you gotta go somewhere you've already been and give somebody something. Or well, no,
I'm kind of past the point of worried about spoilers and stuff now that I've mostly played through the game.
Well, you go back.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't want to know the ending.
I don't know it.
Well, good.
You go back up to because I'm real interested in the White Witch or whatever, the Two-Faced Four-Arms, the Snow Witch or Rena or whatever.
Oh, the one that we had to fight who was in that.
No, that's Renala. No? Ronnie.
Oh, jeez, I should have known.
The one that's in that tower.
With his clever names. I don't know if I remember her, man. She's a white witch with 4 arms.
Yeah, you don't really notice them. She's the one that gives you. She gave me the spirit calling bell.
To compliment her, you don't really notice.
She's pretty. I can't even think of the word.
Pretty.
She's pretty sensitive about them.
Oh, okay.
No, shoot.
Where did you say she was, man? I just want to go find her now because I'm pretty sure I've never found her.
After the Caria Manor, after Loretta.
Okay, over in the water area. Is that where we're talking?
Yeah, and you go up.
Okay.
No, it's at the very top of Liurnia.
Liurnia.
It's at the very top. It's the Three Sisters.
Three Sisters. So the top of Liurnia.
There's Caria Manor.
Down under the Divine Tower of West Atlas or Altus. I mean,
No.
No. That's not where you're talking about. You haven't been there probably yet, have you?
Nope.
Or you might have, but
it's the place where all the hands are.
Life catacombs.
Hold on.
I know where you're talking about, but I can't place it at all. Oh, you mean is it at the top of Limgrave?
No, Liurnia.
Liurnia. Okay, so the top of Liurnia is
You know where Iggy
up from Shaded Castle Innergate.
Shaded? I don't know where that is.
You might not have it. Do you have the Altus Plateau map and stuff too?
I just have the right part. So if you go,
okay.
Can you find you have the Grand Lift of Dectus, right?
Yes. Was that the first one we came up to get to the Altus Plateau? Whatever?
Yeah.
So I
If you,
should have that. Grand Lift of Dectus.
yeah,
Yes, I found
if
it on this broken bridge thing here.
just go straight left,
Straight left.
and it'll be Carria Manor.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now I do remember.
Did you go up to Ronnie's Rise?
Does it have a grace point?
Yes, it's right to the left of Carria Manor. There's like
Okay,
three.
no, I didn't. So if I just follow the path behind Carria Manor to get up there, to where the icy looking area,
Yeah, wherever, wherever the grace is that you fought Loretta. I think it might be Royal Moon Gazing Grounds. If you go,
okay, the fountain looking one, yeah.
if you go further up, and if you're looking at the map, it's the one that says Ronnie's Rise. It's the middle one.
No, I don't have Ronnie's Rise. No, I don't have any up top above it actually.
Oh, well.
So I'm missing a whole area just in that little area, I guess.
You don't have the map?
I mean, I have the map. I don't have any of those grace points, I'm saying.
Okay.
Anything above Royal Moon Gazing Grounds, I don't have anything up there.
Oh,
So
they're
that's
to
a
the
whole big
left.
area I need to go explore, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, well, there's a dragon up there.
I have none anywhere around Grace Man or whatever.
Okay.
Carria Man.
Well, if you go up there, you'll find her. She's in that middle. She's in one of the towers. And you go talk to her. And you've already done what she needs, I think.
Oh my. Or maybe you had just already done it. Maybe that's another thing that...
You have to bring her something.
Or is it a story thing, kind of? Or...
You have to bring her something from that big... You went down the meteor hole already, right?
Yeah, all the way through it, yeah.
Did you get like something, some kind of blade or something? I can't remember what it's called. Black knife, something. Well, you give it to her.
That sounds familiar. Okay. Do I have to have it on me, do you know? Or can it just be...
It's just in your inventory.
Put stuff in your box at all? Okay, so I should probably get it out of the box if I can find it. I'll probably have to look it up to see what it's called.
Yeah, I can't remember. She'll tell you. And after you go to her, like one of them will have one of those blue magic barriers.
Okay.
You know where you can't get in it?
Yeah.
But then after you give...
Is it where you can't get in at all, or just where your horse... No. Have you noticed that, the little blue barricades?
Yeah, but it's just where you can't get in it yet.
Okay.
Until you give Ronnie that thing, and then she'll disappear, and then you go to this other tower, and there's a... what do you call it? The teleporting gate.
Okay.
And then, like I said...
I'm trying to even get outside of here right now. Okay, you have to go to the very first Carria Manor entrance or whatever to get outside of the manor. Otherwise, it's just kind of a fort with no exits. So, okay. Dude, isn't that... Because you said that thing, and that made me think of doo-wop. Isn't that the Fuji song? Isn't it called that thing? Or isn't that like in quotes or whatever? That thing? Yeah. Because I have that on, because I never was that into them. I think, did you have their CD, the score?
Yeah, I had one of them.
Yeah, I thought you did. I was never crazy into them at all. But
I respect
for some reason I ended up buying. Yeah, it's just exactly. Like they had a couple songs that I would actually listen to a few times, and then I'll just otherwise turn it off. But for some reason I have it on vinyl and on CD. I mean on CD and on cassette. Not on vinyl. I don't think I went that far. But why for some record like that I don't even like at all hardly?
Why not?
Like I would never just put it on. Yeah, it's so weird that I would go deep on something like that. Like I might as well buy a making of book or something on it. And just never read it because I don't actually care, but
oh.
So yeah, if you do need a copy of the Fugees, I've got you. That's what I'm saying basically.
I think I actually sold it. Just because I got rid of a bunch of CDs like I knew I'd never listen to again. Or I already have them saved somewhere, burnt.
Yeah. Dude, and I bet we've lost a lot, or at least I know I have. I've lost a lot of music over the going through different like computers and floppy disks and CD-ROMs and everything. And, like I bet I've lost. I bet I will. There's a lot of music I'll never even remember probably till I'm like 82, and it'll be stuff that I could have been listening to for the past 30, 40 years and never
Oh yeah.
could think of it at all.
Okay.
Where you at now?
We'll come back to the round table.
Nice. It's nice to have that respite.
Well, like,
respite. How's that pronounced?
I don't know. It's a word.
Said it both ways. Yeah, yeah. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Camp out with your buds.
I always like to come back and like sell my runes so I can see how many I'm actually gonna get.
Oh, dude, I forgot that you had told me about that, and I told you I remember that. Yeah, for some reason I've just never like. I'll commit them to memory if they're bigger amount ones, at least, you know. Just to be like, okay, I don't want to use this one unless I'm like trying to level up or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I've already got a bunch, but otherwise, like I haven't tried that out. I've never, for whatever reason, I've never worried a lot about what those are worth. But I get it, especially you starting as deprived as you did.
Yeah.
I can definitely understand value in every inch you get in the game. So it's so, dude, it's so. Would you have ever imagined, even 2 years ago, that you would be playing freaking Elden Ring on like hard mode, basically?
Nope. Probably would have said, get that trash out of
from
here.
Software. Right. Like, where's WWE 2K22?
Hey.
Where would it,
I kind of want to play it.
Cool. It looks cool. The reviews I saw were like they did change some stuff, but a lot of it's still so outdated. And I think like a couple things, they just like took away modes or like chunks of modes that people liked or whatever, like more of the career type stuff, whatever, I think.
What I've seen with the careers, they kind of took out a story and everything sort of just happens through text messages and stuff.
So there's no like cut scenes really or anything?
Yeah.
No behind the scenes, like behind the stage, shout matches in the hallways and stuff?
Yeah, I don't guess.
Dang, dude. That's we've definitely lost a lot coming into this modern age. Even just like special features on DVDs and stuff like that.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
A lot of stuff you can't even hardly find online or whatever unless you really know what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Bloopers and all that kind of stuff. Like,
The bloopers.
remember they used to make full-on just blooper videos, like VHS tapes. My dad had a couple because he was that kind of guy that listened to AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, and bought blooper tapes. All right.
It sounds like him.
What you knew of him, it was him. Dude, what the... Okay, I thought I had actually found where I needed to go just now, but apparently it looped me all the way around this pond, and I ended up right back at the friggin' main Korea Manor gate. I did not make it to my destination at all. I don't know if I just wasn't paying enough attention while I was talking that I just like looped around this pond and didn't realize it was on the right hand side of me rather than the left, but we'll find out here in a minute when I get back up there. Dude, we seen Elora and Nora today at East.
Yeah, she told me about it.
Yeah. Did she say it was the worst pancake she's ever had in her life?
No.
Dude, they were rock hard all on the outside, and the inside it was super wet and just moist, like soggy. Because I mean, they had to serve a ton, so I'm pretty sure they just microwaved like all of them a little bit past where they should have been, just enough where like reused pancakes or whatever those prepackaged pancakes and stuff would go, like instantly dehydrates it, and yeah. And then the middle just stays wet from all the other moisture in the microwave. But yeah, dude, I didn't eat any of them. I took like 3 bites, and I can eat stuff that I don't like usually, but I had already eaten a bowl of cereal, so I don't need.
Just throw it in the floor.
Yeah. And Amelia was like, yeah, it's good, just eat it like a chip. I was like, well, who are you?
I will,
legit. Go ahead.
I will not eat a pancake like a chip.
No. Like, blasphemous over here. What are we doing with you, child? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Lindsay cut them up for her and she ate them like a chip. Multiple chips. Dude, what? I don't know if you'll recall this or not, but that's the reason I ended up just looking around this pond. Because
Okay.
I cannot get up on this plateau area at all behind the manor. Do you remember that being an issue?
Are you
I think I tried to explore here before and I couldn't get up there.
are you
so
at
I
the
just left it alone.
moon gazing thing?
Royal Moon Gazing Grounds?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see a way to get out from there because that's a
Okay.
boss arena where you
Yeah.
fight her. I didn't see a way to get out.
If you look at it and you're facing like where those stairs are, where that big quarter of a
Thing
ball,
in the middle.
you see
Oh, stairs. Hold on,
it,
let me zoom in. Yes, okay. Yep.
okay. Are you physically there in the game?
Yes. Yeah. IRL. Dude, I was like, hold on, I scooted up to my TV. I'm real close to it. I kind of feel like I'm in it. Like, yeah.
If you look at it and then turn right to where it's on your left, like go over to the opposite.
Hold on. I lied. I wasn't physically there yet. I was waiting for it to load. Okay, so go out the gate, right, from the entrance, the only way in or out.
Like there's one.
And then look to the left.
Well, like you went out the gate where all those crystal things are, right?
Yeah, it's beautiful out here.
Yeah, it says Three Sisters.
Do I need to go down the steps for it to say that, maybe? To trigger? Because it didn't trigger saying any location name. Is that what you're meaning? Like, what, does it say a location name or something?
Yeah, once you go out that gate.
Oh, do I need to go out the gate past the big guy? Like, go back down past the big guy and everything?
No, you're going out the wrong door.
Oh, shoot, what? I didn't know there was another door then.
Yeah,
And this guy still doesn't take very much damage from me, dude. I'm level freaking like 80, and he still it would take like a good boss battle to beat him, you know.
That big,
just a mini boss.
That big knight giant thing.
Yeah, just the giant thing. Yeah.
Okay, if you run
normally not that bad.
If you run straight in from,
there's another exit, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, that explains the entire mystery of this riddle here that you've been trying to tell me about.
And it'll say Three Sisters.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. I've never been here. This is entirely new to me. I thought there was one entrance and exit.
Yeah.
I usually explore boss arenas pretty good, but it also gets kind of really boring because there's never anything there.
Yeah. You can ride your horse.
Oh, beautiful.
And there's 3 towers.
Dude, do you have this, the worst sounding item in the game so far? Ancestral Infant's Head?
Nope.
I got
Way
it
to spoil
down
it.
in the, no, it's, what a spoiler that would be. Yeah, there's this baby's head you can get.
Oh my god.
Elden Ring. But it's down in that, meteor crater or whatever.
Oh, I don't think I got it.
It's across, well, you probably don't care if I tell you where it's at, if you ever do go back down there. It's right across from the boss arena pretty much, but you gotta go on out. Like the boss arena from lighting up the fires. The deer boss arena.
Which one?
That, like across from there. The one, remember, I think me and you did the first area both first, right? The Liurnia one? Underground. So I think we went through it around the same time because I feel like I remember us talking about it. At least close. Like I think maybe you went through it before me, and like we were being real vague texting or whatever. Because it was still early days.
Maybe.
But it's not that one. It's the hold on, was it? I don't think it was the third one. No, okay, no, yeah, it is across in that boss arena in Liurnia, or Ainsel River. Or the second deer, rather, not the third. I haven't found 3.
I don't know if there are 3. There might be.
Could be.
Oh.
I didn't find one in the third area, but I haven't completely explored the third area. Underground.
Yeah, I've not discovered it yet at all, so.
I don't, that's what, man, I don't stay up as late as I used to at all, but I try at least every night. If I don't fall asleep, because I have to we're trying to get Artorias into his bunk bed, because we bought 1 million bunk beds like a year ago. Especially one of them, and then whatever we planned on trying to move him in there, but I have to lay down with him every night to get him to fall asleep, you know? So he, because he's still getting used to it, he's only been in there a couple weeks, but he, half the time he will fall asleep after me, I'm pretty sure. Because
Yeah.
I just end up like laying there looking at my phone for 20 minutes and he's still kicking his legs and stuff. And I'm pretty sure, like, I can't just stare at my phone for more than 20 minutes. So. Just like, whatever, end up waking up or passing out and then waking up at like 11:30 or something and coming out here and playing for an hour.
Ooh.
So that's my weird sectioned off sleep.
I've been playing some, like some nights, just for like an hour after the girls go to bed.
Just when you can. Right.
Otherwise, I'll be cranky.
Dude, we're both so very in the mix, aren't we? With just the kids and the family and everything. Like, we're very much parents. So bizarre.
Playing our video games.
No, what are we doing? What is life doing, man? Jeez. I am glad it's not as much of a stigma. Like, I still don't just... That's not one of my defining traits that I give out. Like, in one of our work meetings the other day, it was a younger... No, actually, it was an older guy. He was like 40, but that was like his... He was like really loud and proud. Like, yeah, I'm a gamer, you know, kind of thing. Like, yeah, video games. I've been playing them for 35 years. Yeah, like but I don't, you know, that's never something I would use to describe myself a gamer or whatever, you know, like, especially in a normal public place, you know. Like Comic-Con, or, you know, if we went if we went somewhere fun, like, then by all means.
Oh my gosh, no.
Now, if I find a normal person that wants to talk video games, I will, for sure. Not around the other normal people.
I'm in trouble.
Man, I've got a glowing spot here.
Oh, what was that?
Did you hear something come through on my end?
I think so. Sounded like a video.
Yeah,
like,
dude. Was it like a video game sound?
Yeah.
Dude, that's so... Because I can't even hear it very well with these headphones on. But but it's funny that the mic picked it up. Oh my god, there's another freaking big dragon over here. No.
Yeah.
No, dude, you didn't tell me that.
I did so. I said there's a dragon.
Did you say there was a dragon in this area? Okay, I do need another dragon heart, actually.
Oh, Lord. I don't.
I was looking at something.
I only killed the one, and I was like, good enough.
Dude, have you found the area where you actually can use them?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I can't use any of those spells or anything because I haven't focused on magic at all, but, you know, it's nice to have different things.
Yeah.
It's the American way. Gotta have different things.
Because they're all mine.
All mine. I'm just gonna chop this wing over here. Dude, I wish you could cut bird wings off. Or dragon wings off. Not birds. That sounds just like a serial killer thing. Just
yeah, that's
wish you
weird.
could cut bird wings off. Dude, this dragon has like sort of chickeny type legs.
I don't think the only dragon I've killed is a gill.
Oh yeah, in the lake.
Yeah, at the very beginning, because I was like, nope.
Yeah. And that was hard. Oh god, dude, he's a freaking disappearing dragon? You didn't tell me that. I
didn't know that, so chill your
gills.
Did I
not beat him in enough time or something? I mean, dude, it only took us like a minute, and his health bar was about halfway down. Does he come back somewhere else?
I have no idea.
Like as a surprise? That honestly didn't happen to you? Because it's like the battle music's gone and everything.
I didn't fight him.
Okay. I thought you at least tried him or something one time. Okay, never mind.
You give me far too much credit.
Give you farts.
Well, don't do that.
Yeah. It is kind of odd that there's just like so many stone building rooms, like just all over the place. It's that's just kind of been From's thing the entire time, hasn't it? I'm pretty sure even in Kingsfield and stuff, it was all just like
stone building.
This exact medieval area, you know, just all every building made of stone and whatever, and it's all like similar ruins everywhere and stuff, like a Viking, like you know, a
high fantasy
site of Viking battles or something. Yeah. That's always been their thing. That's never been my. with these at least.
Oh no.
Like I always was kind of curious about a Renaissance festival, but where like I really wanted to get into it heavy the first time or anything, you know.
You want to go LARP?
Yeah, LARP at the park. Like I wouldn't say envy, but I can see, I do envy the earnestness with which they enjoy their selected hobby. You know what I mean? Like, it's just pure. Not quite like a mentally handicapped kid, but like, kind of close. Of just like being able to love without reservations, you know?
Yeah.
Like, just really enjoy something still. I think even the older people, because they're like truly like we feel underdeveloped, you know, in like emotional ways and whatever, but especially penis ways. But
all right.
they no, but they I don't know, they just can't appreciate that at all.
Found more stupid basilisks.
Oh gee, I really do hate those, and I was really bummed when I first saw them on here. But then it was a little bit of, I don't know, they reused this asset from the other series to whatever, tangentially connect it, just like the Moonlight Greatsword and everything. Just enough.
Is it in this?
Dude, I would imagine, because I think they've done it, because I read up, I've never played Kingsfield, but I read up on it, and I was actually, me and Adam were talking about some last night. Now, if they did like a remastered collection of it, because those games, have you ever looked up like the PS2 Kingsfield and stuff?
No.
Dude, they look like Dark Souls, like just like or even like the PC ones. They might have all just been PC. I feel like they maybe released one on PS2 also. Because PS2 had a few games that actually did that, I guess when Sony was starting to work more with the thinking about online and all that kind of stuff. But
I'm in a scary place.
ooh. It really does. I think I found our four-armed woman. She looks like a fox lady or something, kind of, with her nose. Or is that just her hair? No, okay, that's just her witch hair. Did you ever watch that? Excuse me. I can't remember. I feel like it's an actual movie, but it's, or it might have just been like a short or something. But it's like this Asian kid, and he goes and meets this like mongoose fox, like a red fox or something maybe, and like his dad comes and like is afraid of it because they're like magic, like they can go from like fox to person or something.
I don't know.
But then the mom ends up getting killed and stuff. I feel like it was something kind of popular. It's the only reason I'm bringing it up.
The Fox and the Hound.
I've never. Yeah, it was basically a reimagining of the Fox and the Hound with Asians and magic instead of foxes and hounds.
Sounds about right.
What? Yeah. Kind of the Shang-Chi, really. Maybe it was on one of those like big, like that Love, Death, and Robots or something like that. Dude, now that I say that, I think maybe it was. But I think they were like robot animal hybrids or something like that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Did you ever watch either one of those on Netflix?
What is it? No, I know what you're talking about.
It's just a bunch of different animators just did some shorts, and most of them are pretty funny. They're kind of explicit language-wise.
Yeah.
I don't think there's ever any sex or anything in them, but especially I think like one of the first ones is like pretty explicit language-wise, and then some of them aren't at all. But it's like 10 different animators or something working on 10 different shorts basically, and they're really nice and varied and like really pretty, really well done, but every art style is unique and whatever from the others, you know. So I think you'd enjoy it, man, because I know you can appreciate animation and whatever. It's very American.
Ooh, you lost me.
Yeah, it's not the best, yeah, but it's not no weeaboo stuff for sure. Is that offensive? I don't know.
I don't know.
Dude, this woman is wild. I don't think she's self-conscious about her arms anymore since you talked to her. But she's got them all out in front right now. Oh man, my only option is no particular reason, so that might mean I don't have the invitation or whatever it is.
I don't know.
That's like the only dialogue option for me, so it feels like I'm gonna. Because you told me I had to get that black sword or whatever it was, right?
Yeah, it was like in a treasure chest down there. And you bring it back to her.
Okay. So even if I haven't already done it, I can do it probably now.
Yeah, maybe.
She's pretty cool. I like her.
I mean, I can even tell you exactly where to go to get it.
Hey, so I can just choose to serve her.
Yeah.
I didn't have any kind of item, but yeah. Well, did that come after the item check for you? Do you remember it all?
I don't remember that.
Alright. Pretty gritty detail to remember. I don't know why you would commit that to memory at all, but...
I'm all about remembering things too, so...
Remembering things that aren't of any real importance, but they feel like it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I hate this.
Eternal City of Nokrin? I don't remember if that's what it was called when I was down there. She said a meteor, but that's not the meteor you told me about, though, is it?
Yeah.
It is. It's the one right across from Fort Haight.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I swear I cleaned it out. I thought I did everything because I ended up riding up a dang waterfall down there in a coffin.
Oh, I didn't do that.
Did you get to the boss of the two, like, big gargoyle guys?
Oh.
Starts off as one and then the other one comes
couldn't
in.
do that.
See, that's what, dude. It's right after them. Oh man, I just spoiled something, sorry.
Oh no.
Don't think about it.
Oh no.
Oh no. So I gotta go back there and find something else, I guess.
I'm in a very bad place.
Uh-oh. Oh, cool. Some more people to talk to here, it seems like. That's what she's saying. Cool.
Yeah, and
so where are you at right now?
I'm at
What?
the Lake of Rot.
Oh, yuck. Why are you there?
Oh, cool.
I don't know where that even is. Is it in Caleb?
It's down at the bottom of where I am.
Of the...
That's the best
Lake
way.
Of Rot. I don't have... Are you down south, or...?
I'm underground.
Oh, you're currently underground. Okay.
I can't imagine.
You're in the second place still? Ainsel River?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, nope.
Maybe there's something I haven't done there.
I don't understand. This is like...
Did you notice how that update marked all the merchants on the map now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Well, I'll be doing this at a different time.
That's what, man, I know at least the first couple of places I didn't even think about marking the map that I need to go back to them, so I'm trying so hard to remember. Do you remember where that first area is that we talked about, like those big nasty ants under the ground and stuff, and then there's a boss a little bit after them, like a real fast like snake kind of boss or something weird?
I don't remember a real fast snake.
I don't remember if it was a snake. I can't remember what. It was a different kind of boss. Or maybe, actually, is that where there was like a big throne back behind the thing that had like a big skeleton in it?
I honestly
don't know. You know what I'm talking about at all? No.
Yeah.
Well, we might have been in different places, honestly. But I just remember I was talking about those little mean, hairy ant things.
Yeah, are you talking about like Ainsel River?
I think so, but maybe it was here, man.
Oh, hold on, I'll be right back. I gotta go get me something to eat.
Alright, buddy. Hmm.
You being all noisy? Hello?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, hey. Am I being noisy?
Sounds like you're eating chips.
Yeah. Eating oats. Dude, I'm doing ASMR for your viewers.
Nice.
If my voice comes through.
It should.
I know, I enabled it. Have you watched any of them that you could actually hear me on it all or anything?
I think so.
Good. Dude, how's that going? Do you still get a few viewers some, or?
Yeah.
Nice. I always do, because I've genuinely enjoyed watching you play Village. Like, I watched several of those. So, I would, I was like I was there with you, man.
That's embarrassing.
Because you've had so many firsts here lately. Like, I wish I could have been there to see you playing Demon Souls while I was talking to you playing Demon Souls. Just because you're experiencing these, like, new things or whatever in your gaming life.
Well,
Dude, what is that? Do what? Go ahead.
I was just going to say that was the one that started it.
So pretty.
Yep.
But, dude, that was a really good experience.
Back when we could play together.
No, the good days. When we could actually communicate. But, I guess... Do you know the song Psycho Killer by Talking Heads at least a little bit?
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Do you know what that means?
No.
I'm trying to look it up and I'm not having much luck.
I think I have looked it up, but I don't remember.
Is, what is it? Which means what is it? But the literal translation is what is this that this is that. Dude, that's kind of cool.
That makes sense to me.
I'm putting it... If you want to, for whatever reason, I was feeling particularly, I guess, maybe kind of spiritual or something. Just, I felt like I wanted to record what I was going to next say because I thought I might use it for, like, song lyrics or something. Which I never do. Like, I don't walk around with a talk boy saying, Oh, dictating my lyrics to listen back to and write down later. Like
Is that the thing
I
from
usually
Home
will have
Alone?
one line of, yeah, that's why I said it, being silly. But the, but the, whatever, listening back to those recordings and writing them down and stuff, dude. Like I'll usually just have like a weird idea and write like a line or two down on my phone, and every now and then I'll be like, just go ahead and have to, want to write out like a whole song or whatever.
Well, naturally.
That's mostly good, maybe have to fix it a little. But it's usually just like a line or two, and then like when I feel like actually making something, I'll read a couple of those and see which one inspires something or whatever,
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah,
So,
I'm gonna upload this speech onto SoundCloud because you can do that as a category, speech. So if you want to listen to a weird
your
speech
ramblings.
I did about life, then yeah, more so than right now. Right now I'm trying to find a picture that properly feels like it represents it. Probably not these Kirby codes. But maybe. Have you seen that new Kirby at all?
The Forgotten Lands or something?
Dude, we had no intentions of doing, like, whatever. Spending $60 on a game this week. But they, like 2 weeks ago, they released the Kirby demo, and I downloaded it, because the Kirby games are fun. Like, they're always super easy, and I would feel bad if I paid full price for one. But, like, they're fun to play, But have you ever played Kirby at all, really?
Honestly, I can't remember if I have or not.
See, that's what I didn't know if maybe you had a little bit when you were little or something.
I mean,
I don't think I ever did for a long time either, and I just ended up getting one of the games, like, rented or something from the warehouse, probably. But they're very much, like, kid-friendly, and you can finish them in, like, 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
So, and with, like, not that much replay value, I guess a lot of people really took to them, but they feel like they're mechanically, like, really simple, and, like, there's not much to latch onto there,
Sounds good to me, though.
Right. It's just a nice breezy time. So, Artorias, like, dude, at first Amelia kind of took to it just a little, and then Artorias tried it, and he loved it. Like, I think he's going to play games a lot, probably. But
cool. He'll be like you.
Exactly. Oh, God. Poor guy. But he really took to it, and he got to the point where he could play through both levels and play the boss level and beat the boss by himself after I just, like, sat with him sometime and just showed him what to do and whatever, like,
yeah.
Not like over a couple days, like, he had it picked up completely. So he might be a prodigy, might be the chosen one. But
to bring the ultimate
the Neo
game
of our gaming. Exactly.
Hold on a second.
The sword of 1,000 truths or whatever.
I had to step away real quick.
All good, man. I got it. When you got a beat, you got a beat.
Okay.
I don't know what you're doing with your time.
You know I would just tell you.
I don't know where your family is right now.
They're all here but Nora.
Oh, okay. Well,
well, Alyssa has a friend over and they went walking down the road to somebody's pond and, like, got covered in mud.
Afternoon? You let your children out afternoon?
Oh my gosh.
Well, oh yeah, so you had to tend to them a little bit.
And
Hose them down real fast.
yeah, had to find a basket for their nasty clothes.
Yeah. Adam's about to start this all over again, man, with another baby.
I know.
What a punk. Yeah, I genuinely feel kind of bad for him, because I don't want to have to start another kid right now. Like, I'm dead already, you know. I'm so wore out anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I talked to him a little bit. I was like, "Is this planned or?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Kinda." It, you know.
As in, no, but we're not gonna say no.
They weren't actively against it.
Right. Like, if it happens, it happens. Yeah.
Jerk.
Just like, because you never really took the condoms much, did you? I feel like you didn't like care for them much, or.
Hold on. I'm locked in.
Yeah, I was like,
Trying to focus.
Do it.
Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Don't you judge me.
Forget about me. I kind of actually like that song.
Don't you forget about me.
Yeah, but I've never seen that movie, and I don't really care to. Is it Breakfast Club? Is that what it is?
Maybe.
That got big on. Maybe.
I think I've seen it in bits and pieces.
Right. Pieces, bits and pieces. You know that song?
I can't say that I do.
Bits and pieces. It's like a doo-wop kind of song.
I don't do-wop.
Not really much either, but Lindsay does some, because her parents like had pretty good taste in music, like especially like the 50s through the 70s, pretty much.
Didn't her dad?
Because they were both born like 53 or something.
Yeah, didn't her dad play?
He played drums, yeah. Very like steady kind of. I can't think of the musical style of like three white guys that are like cleaner than the Beach Boys, you know, like real like button up,
like Rush,
white shirts singing.
Oh.
Yeah, and having like two acoustic guitars and a drummer who just has like a tom and like a very soft snare, you know, like, and they're all just kind of like bouncing and stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Kind of in like the 50s.
Maybe.
That style.
White bread.
Very clean white men singing these like gentle love songs to girls.
It sounds like a thing. For sure.
Yeah. Alright, dude. I'll put a picture on this of... Because every picture I ever use on anything is something that I've taken from out here, because that's been one kind of disturbing but interesting thing living out in the country, which I'm sure you've experienced them too.
Oh, yeah.
Finding dead stuff around.
Yeah,
like,
I've noticed most pictures.
Dead mice, dead all kinds of stuff. What, of my pictures?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's just because it's so bizarre. Like, dude, we found a freaking raccoon the other day. It looked like its eyes had been eaten out, which they probably had. And it looked like it got, like, was tore up from the butthole or something. Because I didn't touch it. I just kind of walked around it.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't see anything, like big lacerations or anything. On the side, I could see it. Could have been, like, more decomposed underneath or something. I didn't see anything. It didn't look like it had been there that long. Except just the buttholes, like, looked really weird. Like, blown out. So, but like something ate the insides of it or something. So, so yeah, that's my Cunnilingus 101. So,
I found gold mask. Or gold mask.
Oh, did you? And does he just do like the ...
Yeah, he's just on a bridge.
Yeah, just like kind of praising the sun in his way.
He's pointing
like
at the earth tree.
At it or something. Or, yes.
With his
so like, dude, what
nasty
is
butt.
mystery? I know. I noticed that too. So I was trying to figure out what in the heck, like, 'cause I thought it was maybe like a weird bad guy or something.
Mm-hmm.
Cause he like looks like a zombie or whatever, but.
The ever something gold mask. That's all I ever.
Have you talked to
Who?
one of his followers
Who? Gold mask?
on the game? Yeah, on this game.
No, I just met him for the first time.
No, but see, I met somebody who talked about him before I ever met him.
Mm-mm.
So I didn't know what they were talking about until I met him. And
I have
he was
not.
just completely mysterious. But what were you quoting? Was that from something like a
Just
show, a cartoon or something?
from the intro.
Of what?
This game.
Oh, they say the Ever Something Gold Mask, dude. I've only watched it through once. I probably need to watch it again.
Yeah, I think I've watched it twice. Just because I like that dude's, I think the dude's voice. He's like, her eyes tarnished. Like super dramatic.
That was a good imitation. I enjoyed the commitment. Man, I wish we could have kept playing D&D because I feel like we probably would have got pretty silly.
We are. We were already, I believe.
I know, it was already pretty dang funny. So, yeah, I wish, because that, like, harkened me back to, like, me and you in middle school and high school, just being goofy, like, complete just idiots at the time.
Yep.
Having fun with it, you know? And being aware of how goofy it was, and that just made it funnier. Oh, I don't know. Maybe one day we'll be able to actually have a DM, because I thought Parker was doing pretty good as DM, man. Like,
yeah.
From what I could tell, he like actually cared and put work into it and stuff. And
Maybe
I genuinely like him as a person. So
he didn't care for our play style.
Well, I think he's kind of got, like, I don't know, for whatever reason, just a lot of younger people, you know, since like our generation on, especially have a lot of insecurities and a lot of awkwardness and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, for a lot of them do, at least. Like, I don't feel like you do as much. Like, I know you do some, but I feel like you're not as awkward as a lot of people. Do you feel like you are?
I don't know. Probably depends on time and place, and like if I'm
right.
I don't know. Yeah.
I feel like you're more normal in that, which is cool. That's why I hang out with you, so it's cool. But yeah, it's but I think he's kind of like awkward in some isolation kind of ways and stuff, like at least to some degree, even though he doesn't seem like that type at all, like that personality at all. Like, I think maybe just going back to the routine of like work and home to his wife and whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of not talking to people for a little while stuff. And he said he ended up telling me, because like usually eventually it'll just kind of always stay in the back of my mind. So like if I think of it a year later or whatever, I'll write to somebody and be like, hey man, you know, why did this happen or whatever, you know, and like get up the brave or whatever to be like, I don't want to lose this friendship because I do actually like you as a person, but I want to confront this so we can move on or whatever. Which surprisingly, I don't think has ever happened with you. So you're the only friend I have.
Yeah, no, it's what
I've never felt that need at all, but because I don't know. I was thinking about that the other day. We were riding down by your dad's house, and I said I was just I don't know if I said it out loud. I don't think I did, but I was like I was thinking about remembering when you told Hank that little fold-out couch thing was mine, little fold-out seat thing.
Yeah.
I remember distinctly you telling him that, like at school the next day after I stayed at your house or something, because we actually like just instantly clicked.
You can't be
I think
tainted.
we like stayed up and ate macaroni or something, and just had like a really good time. Like, instantly, it was just like, oh, Hank, you're out, man. I just thought about that. Man, that's so cool. It's cool to have had that. If I didn't, I probably would have been a lot worse off.
Yeah. I'm probably the best thing going in your life, so.
You know, it's cool. Oh, man. I don't know. I think I was at that point where, like, if I don't make actual friends after... Because I felt like in elementary school, like, after a couple of years in, like, 4th grade or something, I became aware that I was, like, a class clown, kind of, and I just thought people were just laughing at me because they thought I was stupid.
Yep.
Or whatever, like I was just a goofball or whatever, you know. And I know I'll maintain that some later, but I feel like it was like more genuinely appreciated by the few people we hung out with, you know, like you and Ben and Sean. Like, we could all be just really goofy and weird and whatever
Oh
a
yeah.
lot. So it was a nice few years, man. It was when we were all on some kind of connection, you know.
Yeah.
The innocence was still there, but we were adult enough to be stupid and
Yeah.
do wild stuff and enjoy ourselves.
Oh. I've discovered a new place.
Uh-oh.
You've probably been here. Mount Gilmere?
I don't know, man.
It looks like
Whereabouts is it on the map?
like the left part of Altus Plateau.
Okay, the
like,
left part of that.
Like above the Carrier Manor.
Okay.
Just that general area. I've not found a map for it yet.
Oh, dude, you don't. The very left, like the furthest left, yeah.
Yeah.
It's it isn't pleasant looking at all, and I haven't actually completely finished that area. Yeah, and there's a lot of pretty hard stuff up here. This is when, like, I realized I was over-leveled. I was under-leveled at this point.
Oh, what you said the other day?
This area and then getting up through the Altus Plateau and stuff. Yeah, like I realized I probably should go grind some, because if I don't, then I might have to just do it more later. But because I would actually, like, coming back through, if I was the proper level, I'd actually fight a lot more of the stuff and get more of the experience instead of just trying to shoot through a lot of it, you know? Grab what items I can and just try to get to a boss or whatever. But there's a lot of really tough enemies up here. And I'm level like 70, I think, right now or so.
Is that it?
Maybe 70 something.
I'm 75.
Actually, 85.
There you go.
I'm 85.
So you've played a lot more than I have.
I didn't realize I had leveled up so much. Because, dude, I've played like 60 hours or something.
I think I'm at 40.
Oh, you got to put that into it. Nice, dude. That's genuinely so cool that we've been able to enjoy this on this level.
I had like a 5-hour head start on you.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, no. It's these...
Why, what? Did you play it earlier? Or you took off that day?
Yeah, I took off that day.
I'm glad you took off that day. Just enjoyed it. Was it a good day?
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Had like a solid, I think, 4 or 5 hours. Yeah, this is a place that's got those stupid things with the spinning scythe chain arms.
Oh, yeah, those are not nice. Even a little. Not even cordial.
What is... Oh, okay. I have enough runes.
Hey, there you go. It's a good feeling. When you got more runes than you realize, that's a surprise and it's nice.
Except you realize it too late, then you're just scared.
Yeah. Yep.
And I do.
Just between 2 checkpoints, and you can't fast travel because you got like a horde on you. Got a group of bandits on you.
Very rarely am I actually like, oh, I don't care if I lose them. Yeah, most of the time I'm like, I need them though.
Yeah, I still would rather keep them. Oh, there's a big giant. Dude, this looks like a big blacksmith down here or something almost, but he's not forging anything.
Where?
It's like a big ghost down here with a big...
Oh, yeah.
Like,
that's that big dude.
Rat cage and master. Yeah.
Edgy.
It sounds like Gorm or something. Oh, that's the one she said I could talk to. Oh, no, are they both spirits?
They're like projectile forms.
But they have, like, physical form they can take?
Yeah,
or?
yeah.
Oh.
This place looks like crap.
This got more sci-fi than I realized just now. I didn't realize. I thought, is that even the people that are, like, sitting around that also look like ghosts like that? Do they also all have physical forms? The ones that even just have, like, some kind of line or whatever?
Oh, crap, I just died.
Oh, man.
There.
Were you sold up?
Well, no, I was getting invaded by Anastasia.
Oh, well, she must be one of the actual in-game NPCs. Yeah, she is. I remember that name, yep. I remember Tarnished Eater. I didn't remember Anastasia. I was like, ooh, she's gonna eat me up. It made me think of Man Eater. The song.
Yep. Oh, here she comes.
Yeah.
And I don't like this place.
It's an odd song.
I know. Alyssa always used to like it when she was younger.
That's really funny that she knew it at all. It was like an 80s song, wasn't it?
Yeah, I throw on the classics.
Hey, keep it tuned to... Dude, there's hardly any stations, like, in the mornings, the kids hardly ever want to listen to, like, a CD or anything. They just want to listen to the radio for a little bit. Usually Millie doesn't even really want to do that, but I just put it on, like, 92.1, 94.5, 96.9, like,
Yeah.
those are the only ones that'll play, like,
Soft
anything
rock.
that's all halfway like. Yeah. Like, Artorias likes actually jamming a lot. He actually does enjoy, like, loud rock and roll and stuff. Most of the time. Some bands he doesn't, but most of the time.
You gotta be in the mood.
Yeah. And Amelia hardly ever is in that mood, so. But he actually likes jamming. So sometimes, but most of the time in the morning, all the rock stations are talking the entire time.
Yeah. I'll be listening to Bob and Tom with them.
Yeah.
For multiple reasons.
Are they still alive even?
Yeah.
I feel like they're like pretty old, but I might just be mistaken.
Yeah, one of them.
I feel like they were kind of old a long time ago.
One of them retired.
Oh, really? Okay. That was pretty funny when we were in school and we didn't know any better. Like,
Yeah, when we had
those were pretty good.
When we had the sense of humor of I guess like a 55-year-old who still thinks those things are hilarious.
Right.
Because those are the guys I worked with.
It was not hilarious.
It was just very like, ugh. I would have found this funny when I was 12.
Yeah. Just grow up, Grandpa. Hey, there's our new series, Grow Up, Grandpa.
Growing up, Grandpa.
Growing up, Grandpa, yeah. There'll be one of the grandkids will call him like Grand Peasy or something stupid. Grand Poop or something.
G-Peasy.
And they'll all think it's silly, and they'll be like, Carlos, or whatever his name. Just like Magic School Bus.
What an awful thing. Man,
Wasn't he kind of like the wild one, Carlos? Did he wear the blue zip up?
I don't know.
You don't remember Magic School Bus that well?
No. Oh my gosh, Anastasia, don't play. Oh. 2 hits and I'm dead.
Oh no. There's several bosses that I still like. Don't do an adequate level of damage where I feel like I could actually win the fight even after using all my health potions and everything. So I give up. I've still got a couple out there like that I gotta go back to.
Okay, I think I'm going on somewhere else.
Oh, that is a nice thing. You're never locked in. That's another great thing about these games.
I just want the map piece.
You can go back to other places. Yeah. Dude, I had never noticed that it actually marks them on the thing to show you where the map piece is. You see like a little, I think it's like a faint red outline or something.
The little column thing.
Or a little symbol thing? Yeah, yeah. With like a circle on top, maybe? Ball. But yeah.
The plateau place just looks like fall. Just the embodiment of fall. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know somebody could just take a snippet of that environment and just make a nice like walking around relaxation game or something. Just walking around these ancient stone ruins again in the fall. I feel like I would be more inclined to do like a treadmill or something if I had one of those video ones that shows you like walking all the different places on Earth and stuff. So you can feel like you're actually doing, like, living a life out there.
One of those ones that cost an obscene amount of money.
Like thousands of dollars, yeah.
That LeBron uses.
Yeah. I just want to be LeBron, you know. I don't know nobody else does, but...
Everybody want to be Braun.
Dude, he has found so much success. It's insane. It's so weird that a natural human being can be, like, the upper echelon of athletes like that and whatever. Like, it's so weird that we formed competitions like that in the first place, and then they've made it to this point, like the pinnacle of athleticism and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
'Cause, I mean, Jordan and LeBron are, I would say, were whatever from what I know, even like including Wilt Chamberlain and all that, because my dad like knew all that stuff pretty well, so I picked up some of it. But it feels like from the beginning, like those are the two greatest players of all time, like on an upper echelon that I know of.
Yeah.
Like, who else would you say would? I mean, even, you know, like I said, Chamberlain, Larry Bird, like
Kobe.
all those kind of people. Yeah, Kobe. I mean, Kobe was definitely. I think he was like right there. Like, and I don't know stats. Like, I used to know Jordan stats and stuff back then, but at least somewhat off the backs of cards and stuff.
Yeah.
Or I knew Beckett or something maybe had some little info pages in there. Played at one time because my dad was still into ball cards when I was like 8 or something maybe. Dude, I don't know. I just feel like Kobe could be like the gatekeeper to the upper echelon.
Yeah.
Cause I love Kobe, dude. I mean, you know, like I think you really liked Allen Iverson, didn't you?
Yeah, I didn't like Kobe.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember you being an AI guy. I thought, dude, I wanted Iversons because I was told they had them at what's that place down here? LC Shoes.
Yeah.
It's been here for like ever. Is it still in business?
Yeah, it's still there.
But it's always really expensive in there. It seems like.
Oh, it's a mom
only
and
ever
pop
went in there
store.
a couple times. I know, but it seemed like the basketball shoes that I really wanted, which I mean, it's just how much they costed anyway. But they had Iversons in there. I think they were all black. It was like $130 or something, you know. It was like, man, you know, we haven't spent over $40 on a pair of shoes, you know, like that's not, you know, it's usually Walmart shoes or Target or Kmart shoes, or because that's when my mom still worked in Lexington and stuff for a while, or would still go up there a lot and stuff. So.
Yeah.
But or Payless. Payless actually was pretty good. Did y'all ever get shoes at Payless?
I don't think so. I don't really
Dude,
remember.
they actually had good, like they were medium prices.
I didn't
So
care.
it was more, you know, than the Walmart shoes or whatever, but they were actual, like they had Airwalks and Chucks and stuff like that, you know.
I did not care. I just wanted toys.
That's so cool, man. That's what, did you ever, yeah, I feel like you had a couple pairs of rad shoes though.
I only had like one pair of Nikes.
Like when we were older.
Yeah, I had a pair of Vans. And then
Yeah.
and then I had those, what were they, Etnies? The ones that had
Were
the
your Vans
Mexican
all
flag
black?
on them? Yeah, my Vans were all black.
Yeah. I thought so, man. Yeah, those were sick. And yeah, you did have the Mexican flag. I think they were
Who were they?
Etnies, man. Yeah.
Who was the guy? I know
Who
you
that
used
was
to know.
on?
Yeah.
That was on Etnies?
Yeah.
It wasn't Bob Burnquist or something. No, that
No.
was a Brazilian flag. Huh. Dude, I feel like we did used to know. Oh, you can look it up because a lot of skateboarding has not been preserved very well, unfortunately. Like a lot of the granular stuff like that. Like I had to find weird scans of some of my old boards and stuff one time when I went looking online. They were like from
move on real
somebody.
quick.
Yeah, because it's just a fast-moving industry, especially during the big times. Okay, I think they were Etnies. Mexican flag. Shoot. I feel like I keep thinking of some guys that are skating now. Dude, a couple which you don't really keep up with skateboarding like at all anymore, do you?
No.
Well, I know you know you're never heavy into that side of things, but there's several of the best skateboarders in the world right now are Mexicans. It's really cool.
Naturally.
Yeah, like, and dude, this one Japanese. Did you watch the skateboarding at the Olympics any at all?
Nope.
I just watched it on my phone, so I'm just on YouTube clips or whatever, you know. But there's this, I think his name's like Yuto Horigome or something. This Japanese kid. He's insane, man. Because you probably know about like Nija and stuff.
What?
You know about him at all? Do you know about Nija Houston?
Nope.
Oh, well, you're completely disconnected from it then. Okay. I didn't know.
Yep.
That's cool. I mean, I don't, you know, it doesn't bother me at all, but it's just, I didn't realize, because he's like, not quite Tony Hawk level, but like, where he would maybe get invited to a Justin Bieber party or something, where Justin Bieber may or may not be there, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, like he's made a lot of money. His dad was like his manager and stuff. Like, when he was a kid, he was the kid that used to be in the Thrashers when we were young, that had the big dreadlocks. He was like 9 years old, like jumping down these stair sets and stuff. You don't remember him at all? He was the only kid, like, because he had these big, because he was a black dude, he got real long dreads when he was a kid. And then, like, his dad was kind of, not quite Michael Jackson's dad. What's his name, Bill? Or?
Joe Jackson.
Bill. Joe Jackson. Was it Joe Jackson?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bo Jackson was a baseball player, wasn't he?
I believe so.
But he was kind of big. He was kind of like a Frank Thomas type, I think. But I know you remember that one. But
oh crap.
He, but kind of not quite that level. Like maybe not the physical abuse and stuff, but at least like just pushing. You know, really wanting your kid to be the best at this ever from a young age and whatever. So he was kind of messed up, and I don't think he really ever quit skating. Like he made money as a kid, and then I think his mom and dad split up, and he was able to go with his mom or something. And he was able to start kind of recovering from his dad, whatever. But now he's come back in the past like several years, and he's just like completely dominated everything. Like he's kind of like Justin Bieber, like all tattooed up, and he's kind of like the super rich, like cocky, whatever type. So he's not very endearing, really. But
yeah, it don't sound like it.
But he is like that Michael Jordan level almost of just like phenomenal at everything, because he was pushed so hard for so long at a young age.
Yeah.
And he did it to whatever, I'm sure, seek his dad's affection or whatever, you know.
And like, you know, you're jealous, but then you're like, yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, maybe I had a good life. Much better life than it could have been. Even without any kind of, because dude, I feel like fame would not be all it's cracked up to be at all. Just the paychecks would be the only.
I was gonna say, I'd like
everything else I feel like would be pretty bad.
I'd like to see how that money is, though.
Well, yeah. Just if you could just dip in for like a week, just have like your 10 minutes of fame or whatever they say. You know, everybody has 10 minutes in the spotlight or whatever. Is it 10 or 5?
15?
Is it 15? 15 minutes of fame. Yeah, that sounds right. So yeah, that's plenty of time to. I mean, I would say like maybe a week. Yeah, I'd say a good week at least would be good. With the option to extend it if it's that good. Or to bail if it's just dreadful. For an extra couple million, because who cares at that point, you'll have it.
Yeah, ow. I didn't.
Dude, I feel like you're Mexico. Oh, no. I feel like you're the Mexico flag shoe. I feel like it was kind of like it was mostly black and it just had like a rectangular panel on the side. It wasn't like an entire print all over the shoe.
No, I think they were. I think it was even just like on the
on the tongue or something.
Yeah.
Was it? Ah, maybe it was, dude. That's why I couldn't remember if it was like kind of a small, like, you know, not that big flag on the side, like embedded in.
No.
So it's just like, it looks really cool when you look at it, and it stays good for a long time because the threading's real tight and like kind of inlaid.
Could be.
Dude, for some reason I remember that. I don't know. It might have been a pair of shoes I had that was something completely different. But yeah. Maybe it was S or something instead. I thought it was Etnies too, man, but I'm not finding them at all.
I don't remember.
They make some that are just all over Mexican flag.
No, they wouldn't. I'm pretty sure they were mostly black. Because, you know, that's how I've been for the last 20 years. Still am.
Have you ever worn those Nikes that I gave you that had the color on them? The green check and the red stripe or whatever?
Yeah, I wear them. I've worn them when we went skating.
Nice, dude. Heck yeah. That's what, man, because I got them, it was only like, they were like 20 or 30 bucks or something at, because when we used to go to Tennessee like every year once, because it started with her family would always do that, and then I started going with them, and then for a few years we went, me and her, and then we brought Amelia, And then Artorias never got to go yet, but
Good.
because he was one, and then a pandemic hit. Yeah, shortly after he was one, so he's like existed only in the pandemic pretty much. But it's getting better now, at least it seems like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. It's pretty wild. I really can't find the shoes. I didn't think they were S though. That's the only thing that would, because they weren't DC. I don't think. Because they always have the big DC on the side, don't they?
Probably. They're very into themselves.
Or at least a small one. Yeah, that's how it always seemed.
Oh, dude, I hate these little flying monkey-looking boys.
Oh yeah, I do too.
They pop
Those
up.
are scary.
They pop up out of the smoke.
Yep. Yeah, I really can't find these shoes. I want to, because I do feel like we knew who they were at one time. Maybe if I type in pro shoe.
Are you even playing, or are you just looking up shoes?
No, I'm not playing right now. I'm still in that tower. I was talking to the eye guy.
Oh.
Eudex Gundir, whatever his name is.
Idgy?
Idgy, yeah, there you go. It just made me think of the other eye name, the first boss on Dark Souls 3, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, but yeah, he's a rough first one, ain't he?
Yeah,
but he's one you actually have to beat to progress.
Yeah, no, I kind of thought it was like, what?
Yeah, like Demon Souls and stuff where you have kind of that fake out on the first boss. You know, like the first boss you pretty much have to die. Like it's really hard not to. You know what I'm talking about? Like a kind of tutorial boss or whatever that you then can't really go back to that area or whatever. I don't think you can get back there. Can you get... No, not even on New Game Plus I don't think you go back there, do you?
Where?
To fight that, to go through the tutorial again.
I mean, you...
To be able to fight Souls that 3? Boss. No, in Demon Souls even. I was talking about that. Like when you first... You remember the very beginning of Demon Souls tutorial, you're like, just like running through kind of like you're on grass.
And you come up on the fat
like
dude with the axe.
Walkway thing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, he's in Storm. He's in the rainy place.
Oh, is he? Where's he at there? I can't remember.
Like, you know, you
I'm trying to work my way back from Storm King. Oh, is he the one right at the beginning once you go through the gates?
Yeah.
He's the big guy?
Yeah.
Dude, I never connected that. So is that actually supposed to be like the only manifestation of him then? And he just like moves?
Heck, I don't know.
Maybe, dude. I've never read too much up on the lore. Like I've read some stuff, you know, but not a lot. Like I've never went real deep on it.
I think, you know, for what it is, it's sort of explanatory.
Right.
Like,
right.
I mean, it's not too
like it's just,
too deep
like
or
it's
crazy.
Just the basics and whatever. Right. Like people like to make a lot of fan theories and stuff like that. Maybe it's people looking for more than what's actually there. Maybe there is more there than we just don't really see it. Because I was thinking, like, dude, even from back in Demon Souls, like there was a weird kind of offhand focus on like ghosts and like different planes and stuff. Like, how common is that in a like medieval game? You know?
Yeah.
Like another plane of existence kind of thing, almost, or whatever. Like, that's never explicit at all and hasn't really been visited unless some of the areas that are kind of foggy, like a dream or something.
Have you been to the Shaded Castle?
I'm not sure. Where's it at? Remember?
I think it's over in the bad place. Oh no.
Caelid?
No, up here on the Altus Plateau.
You think the Shaded Castle is? What, over with those creepy women?
No.
Oh, yes. Yes, I have. Yep. Castellan's Hall. Yeah, I think I beat it. Shady Castle Inner Gate and then Castellan's Hall are the two. They're like right on top of each other. Grace Point, I have. The one that's in like that green moor area.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like it's poison.
You think it's kind of like a dream-like kind of place or something?
I just got here.
Oh, jeez. Oh, so you just rode through that whole big crevice to get there, didn't you?
Yeah.
That was a trip. I mean, it's nice you can see it on the freaking map, but it was difficult to finally get down there. It took forever.
Oh, this dude's like spewing stuff. Oh.
Ooh.
Spewing stuff out of his chest.
Oh,
poor fella.
Hot. Did you get the left map over here yet?
No.
No, okay. It's not. You might not get it until you go
Further up where I was.
Further left a little bit. Yeah. Once you go over to like the. It kind of looks like a hippo, honestly. If you zoom out and look at Altus Plateau, just the left part of it, like before the gate. Once you have the other map, you'll see it's like it kind of looks like a hippo that's breathing fire. It actually kind of looks like that a lot. So maybe it's supposed to look like a dragon or something a little bit. So I wouldn't be surprised if they went deep even on their map design and stuff a little bit, you know.
Well, I was watching somebody play it, and they said like you can actually see like, is it cartography?
Yeah, the map. Yeah.
You can actually see
cartography.
Like some of the line work and stuff that cartographers do.
That's really, like all the hatch lines across the water and stuff?
Yeah, to let you know what's up and what's down.
Like the flow and stuff, and yeah. That's really cool, man.
What are these demons?
I do like some of those old professions, like blacksmithing and cartography and stuff. A lot of that old, like, kind of seaside stuff feels really cool still. I can see why people took to the sea. Yeah, I don't know. I've been on a boat, like, a couple times, but never outside of a lake. I don't think ever on the ocean or anything. So I have no idea how. I imagine it's pretty scary and choppy out there.
Yeah, I've never been out on the ocean. Well, this place sucks.
You have been to the ocean now, though. I do remember that sometimes. I'm glad you got to go to the ocean finally.
Yeah, been there a few times.
Yeah,
we just went last August.
It wasn't a part of your life for so long, and now you have. It's cool.
Because I was poor, baby.
I know. I was fortunate enough to have a halfway rich grandpa down in Florida. My mom's dad, who was like completely gone out of their life most of their life, like the first 25 years or whatever.
Oh man.
Her and her sister. So we got to go down there. Probably like
I hate these stupid
3 times, I think.
Glitter fire guys.
Oh yeah, I do too, dude. Because it looks kind of nice, but then you're worried you're getting poisoned a little bit or something's going on, and then it just explodes. Yeah, from like when I was 8 to when I was like 8 to 14 or something. We went down there like 2 or 3 times to see her dad, because I think he was like trying to make up a little bit for just completely abandoning that family and going to do other families. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, naturally. Oh my gosh! Oh, what is happening?
But. Cause that's pretty much, because I remember that being hard, man, because that was pretty much what your mom did, wasn't it?
Sorta. I mean,
just kind of like bailed. Were you all like aware it was gonna happen and stuff, or?
I don't remember. That was 20 some odd years ago.
Because you were like 8 or something, I think.
I was 11.
Were you 11? Okay, I can't remember. I knew it was like a little bit before we met, but I can't remember.
Dude, I'm getting trapped.
So I remember you having a hard time on it, and I could relate. All the weirdness. Alright, I'm gonna be quiet and talk to this guy for a second so I can actually absorb it.
Who are you talking to?
EG or whatever.
Oh.
I didn't pay attention the first time, really. So he is a blacksmith.
He is.
The war counselor. Cool. Dude, even with stuff like this, like sometimes I feel like I'm genuinely like a little bit absorbed in it. But even a lot of the story stuff on these games, like, I don't think about too much most of the time. Like, I will kind of speed through some text sometimes and stuff. Like, I don't treasure every piece of it I get, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you do that? Do you get like really into the bit of lore that you get?
A lot of the time, like, I want to, but then I'm just like, I don't remember what happened.
Yeah, like, I can't remember this name. I don't know exactly what's going on here. But I'll keep going to repiece this ring back together or whatever. Light the fire or whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever the point is.
Light the fire. Don't light the fire. Whatever it is.
I just know it's fun.
Yeah, this makes me feel like an old Jewish man a little bit.
And this place sucks.
Dude, there's no attacking in here, but I can roll. I have not found the second person. Oh, is it this lady? Is this Lady D? Lady Domitress?
Where?
No, it's a man, I think. It's like Big Hat Logan, kind of, but the steeple of his hat is really small.
Is he in that tower with all the others?
He's kind of dressed like Hush or something, dude. He's wearing like a cape, but then like he's got the mask on and stuff.
Is he a spirit?
Like that looks kind of like that thing.
Is his name like Sylvius?
Yeah, it's actually Sil the Shocker.
Sylvius Snape.
Sylvius Snape. I did like those. They're pretty good. Lindsay liked them and showed me. I remember. They're pretty fun. Ron Weasley.
You can hug me when you lose some weight. That was my favorite one.
For some reason, you saying that made me think of this very weird Daniel Radcliffe thing. It was from which I have mixed feelings on Ricky Gervais. Yes, yeah. Where he's like super trying to like get with this older woman and stuff, and like being just really goofy and talking about smoking and stuff. Like, so you have seen that?
I've seen like the clips. I never watched it.
Yeah. No, I never watched the show either. I just saw those clips. Tony sent them to me because he was talking about me playing Daniel Radcliffe or something. Like, hold on, I don't know how to mute it. Oh yeah, I could just hit the button.
There's I was gonna say.
I forget, dude. I never chat. You and Chris are the only people I've ever talked to. It's not been that much for a while. So
there's literally a button for it.
Yeah, I don't ever play games with. Well, it doesn't actually say anything on it either. But I don't play games with the lights on. I'll go use it.
Yeah, I don't play games either, bud.
Oh man!
Did you sneeze all over?
I tried to mute. Could you hear it?
Yeah, I could
it
hear
said the mute button won't work with this device.
Oh, what are you using?
Just my PlayStation official headset, the one that you told me about from Walmart that I got for like 75 or whatever.
Yeah.
Instead of 100. That was a good grab, man. I'm glad you told me. That was the last one they had.
We made it like thieves.
We did. That was a day for the ages.
Oh crap. Oh crap.
What? Does it work when you try to mute?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, it says the mute button on the controller won't work while using the current device. Huh. Can you still hear me?
Do what?
Yeah, it won't work.
Probably because it hates you.
Know. Yeah, it says the mute button won't work while using this device. So, I don't know. Salubis. That sounds kind of gross. Salubis. Salacious.
Man, I've noticed on here quite a few enemies follow you for a long time.
Yeah, they do, dude. Their range of, what do they call that?
Area.
The range of motion, or what? Yeah, their
aggro range.
The area that they can exist in, yeah. Before they'll start backing off is quite large on some of these, man. Because you'll think you're safe for a second getting like behind a little ruined wall or something, 200 yards out, and then they just come right in.
Okay, I just gotta.
This guy's kind of a turd.
I just gotta be brave.
You can do it.
Oh my gosh!
This really is his
2 hits.
He really is like a projection. Is that how you figured that out when he tells you, like, "Oh, I'm over here in this other building"?
Yeah. Was it just those two?
So far, at least, I haven't found anyone else. Do you remember? Was there someone else below?
Yeah.
That you recall?
Yeah.
Well, it's actually opening up to outside. I don't know if I should.
I think you have to go back and talk to her before you can go outside.
Like before it'll even let you outside?
Yeah, like before.
Oh yeah, there's like a fog wall.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't go through. Yeah. What the heck? I've never. That's kind of lame. But I mean, it's I guess sort of an interesting way to make you come back up or whatever. But it also feels like another studio would do that, not them, you know, like do an invisible wall or whatever.
Well, they're allowed to because they're them.
Yeah, and they don't excessively use them or anything, but it just feels kind of cheap.
Because you should be able to walk away and forget the whole quest on your own.
Exactly, and not come back to it. Hit it the next time around. When I want to do a different build, but then I end up doing a similar one most of the time.
Yeah, I just don't understand doing like a pure faith build or
Magic.
yeah. Magic kind of makes sense.
Neither. It does more, yeah, for sure. A lot more, but it also it is a different way of learning to play or whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You don't charge in most of the time or anything, which I know, you know, you and me sometimes. Well, I get up close most of the time, but I know you like to kind of hang back on a lot of games at least.
Heck yeah.
Just don't have to keep doing it.
I gotta be strong and have magic and range.
Yeah. Well, dude, the cool thing is a lot of the bosses through the entire series, really. If you're like a full melee build, like I mostly am, usually, like I'll use pyromancy if I can get it. It's usually easier obtainable. Yeah. You don't have to have the stats up or whatever for it. But there's a lot of bosses that have like an invincibility area almost right up against their legs. Like they will go into the ground pound or the tail swing or whatever. Some, you know, so you just have to be aware of those like little tails that they have or whatever. But yeah, once they start to lift the leg up, just roll with the iframe and then roll again out of range. And roll back and do the same thing. A lot of them, like, you're good from their other attacks.
Yeah, I noticed
That's how I've beaten most bosses, honestly, most big bosses. Noticed in what?
In 3, you could basically just hug the boss really close and be alright.
That's how a lot of the bosses are, for sure. Like, for the most part. And they have gotten slicker with trying to get you out from under there some, like with the jumping up and breathing fire, going to the other side of the room and charging and stuff. They do mix it up where it triggers some other actions and stuff.
Man, this place sucks. Not enough graces. Would not recommend.
Oh, she's gonna enter her slumber. Oh, it is a doll. So she's a projection too, into a doll. She is actually a possession, I guess. And she's using something that's tangible. Wouldn't you consider that a possession?
I don't know. I don't know.
If you're not just a spirit, if you're actually like inhabiting something. Like the doll on Bloodborne. I'd say she's kind of like possessed by a spirit.
Yeah, I never understood that. Not necessarily
in a negative exorcist, but just in like a... almost like a robot, though she is. I don't know. Almost like a robot she is. I felt Jewish. I feel like I'm turning into an old Jewish man. And I don't mind it.
Oh, gosh.
I'll just start eating a lot of salami and stuff and get gout and hang out. Get gout, hang out. I'll make those shirts and I'll make like probably a couple $1,000, really. Ultimately. Selling these get gout, hang out shirts. The old men who have gout but don't care.
Oh, man.
My foot, take it, you know.
Come and get it.
I don't need it.
Oh,
Their
crap.
Sweat is super salty.
Don't kill me. Oh, no.
Alright, well, I'll look forward to when you wake up too, I guess. And your creepy doll with 4 arms.
Oh, no. You died.
Okay. Dude, there's actually this podcast that I listen to, this D&D podcast, that is called The Adventure Zone. It's these comedian guys. Well, they're all brothers, and they're not actual, like, doing stand-up comedians, but they're all just, like, funny. They have an interesting 3-person dynamic or whatever. Because they do, like, a couple different podcasts or whatever, but they started doing D&D, and none of them do D&D at all. Really, like one of them had played 2 or 3 times in college or something, that was it. But, so they all kind of learn it together, then they play a couple different tabletop games. And it's all 3 of them together with their dad. It's pretty cool. It's kind of a cool dynamic or whatever. But it's the only Dungeons and Dragons thing I consume. But I started listening to it because I already liked them from other shows or whatever. So. You might kind of like them, man. They're mostly pretty clean. Mostly. I mean, you know, they cuss them. They don't get, like, real graphic. Like, it's not South Park or past that at all. It's not even close to that. It's more like Simpsons style, you know, like more... Like, some cussing in it sometimes, but nothing...
So just
nothing
satanic.
Graphic or anything. Yeah, no, because they're actually kind of religious, I think, honestly. But they're cool. I like them a lot. They all grew up religious, and I think they're kind of some more than others, but they aren't like hateful against anything or anything, you know. Like they're pretty wholesome, is what a lot of people consider them.
Oh, what is this? Oh no, things are mad.
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Things are beating me up. Okay. Why is there's like not a single grace around this stupid castle?
Ain't no saving grace. Dude, I'm still pretty sad that Mark Lanigan died, honestly. Just because of his contribution to Queens of the Stone Age more than anything. Just those couple songs, they felt so unique.
In the fade?
And they worked so well. Yeah, dude, and like, you can't touch that. Like, that's one of my favorite songs ever, probably, you know? At least in the top 100, probably top 50. But, I don't know, man.
I honestly kind of forgot he did.
Yeah.
They just drop like flies, so.
I know, dude. A lot of the rock star kind of guys or whatever are dying off, even the older ones and stuff. I think everybody's kind of aging as we are aging, but it just doesn't feel like they should be dying already.
Yeah.
Like dang on Taylor Hawkins or whatever, which sounds like somebody that was my brother's friend. I didn't know that was that guy's name at all. I just knew he had like really shiny teeth.
Yeah, he had
like Chip Larson, but
he had some chompers.
Yeah. It looked pretty fake. I didn't know if he'd been a meth head before or what. But
oh.
Like it looked like he had either gotten money to had you all seen him ever before?
Oh yeah.
You all went and saw Foo Fighters before in concert?
No.
Oh, okay. You just mean like on videos and all that?
Yeah.
Because Lindsay's sister, which I don't think her or her husband, my brother-in-law, really have much music taste like at all.
Naturally,
you know, but they still kind of try to a little bit. But I don't know. I think it's mostly probably adult contemporary or something, just from the way they sing.
Hall & Oates.
But yeah. But they went and saw Foo Fighters because, I mean, they're kind of a soft rock band at this point. You know, not really, but kind of. Like, I really like their first 4 albums. Up through One by One. But they are definitely like that college dad rock or whatever. You know, like that. There, so. But, I mean, I don't even know if they're still cool after this. He joined them at their third album, I think I read. There is nothing left to lose.
Oh, I thought it was like second. I know
it might have been second. I couldn't remember.
Because I know
the one had the pistol on it. That was a self-titled.
Well, I don't know.
You know, Dave
that.
Grohl, what?
Oh, I just know like album.
Yeah, that's the one that I'm pretty sure. I'm like 98% sure that's the one that just has like a pistol. It's brown on the cover and just says Foo Fighters. It's just self-titled. I think that's the album he came out with after Nirvana.
I don't know. I mean, I always liked him, but I was never that into him.
Right. Ben was pretty into him too, actually. Those first couple albums, I think he showed me because I liked a couple of songs. And I'm pretty sure he showed me them because I was like, not like whatever we'd gotten really into Nirvana and stuff. I didn't really care about the drummer's side band.
The little side band.
Yeah, that took over the world. And they still seem pretty genuine. Like they always seemed like they were having fun and stuff. What little I would see of them.
Yeah, like I read a bunch of stuff.
Dad or whatever.
Like all the stuff I read is they're like the most down to earth people.
Yeah, like genuinely just love playing music and playing to people and everything. Like just love their life or whatever it seems like. I don't know, man. I never looked into specifics because I wasn't that worried about it or whatever. But it said he had addiction struggles in the past or whatever. I saw that a couple times. So
yeah.
I don't know if he did succumb to. I mean, at 50, it's hard to not think that, right? But
I mean, they from what
like
I saw,
anywhere
said
from 15 to 50, it seems like.
15
Really?
to 50.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of. Yeah, seems like if they die in that range, then it seems like drugs always has to be some thought in there, you know, depending on the
Real,
person, I guess.
really keeping the tolerances tight.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even regardless of how it went, it just sucks. And like I said, so I guess he had a family and stuff.
Yeah, he had 3 daughters.
Oh man, that's why he went.
Oh, poopy.
Couldn't deal with them.
I can relate.
Yep.
Except with the 2.
Living that girl life. Yep.
I
Yeah,
prefer
at
it.
least y'all didn't go 3. Right. Dude, it is a lot less violent, I'll say that. Artorias is a rambunctious sort. I'm definitely getting back what I gave when I was a kid. He's rowdy, man. But he still can be like really sweet and snuggling and stuff too, so I'm enjoying that while I can. Because like most of the time, like pretty much every night when we eat on the floor on a towel in front of the TV, like
naturally.
Because our table's not like if we're eating at the table, we're making a point to do it, you know. Like it's like okay, yeah, let's just have a nice time, no phones, no TV. Like we do that, you know, probably
boring.
Once a month or something.
Yeah, I know how.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
We're about the same.
Most of the time. Yeah. So they, whatever we all eat on the floor and whatever together, and usually he'll like rub my foot with his foot a bunch and stuff. He just sitting in here just lay over on it. He's like getting tired or getting foot all the time. So still enjoying that while I can. You know, he's a wild one, man.
Yeah, they grow up so quick.
I know, it's weird to be experiencing all this firsthand, man. It's weird to still have the mixture of feeling young and feeling grown and whatever. All these ghosts are all gone now. Huh, they're both fillies. I still only found the 2 though, man. I never did find the 3rd.
So you've never found Blade?
Is that the wolf guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to him twice. Actually, I did summon him in the battle.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. He's supposed to be in there.
Really? Where?
He was just in there with them. I mean, I don't know
in
specifically
line with the
where.
other ones? Right. But like it would be kind of easy to find him.
Yeah.
Huh. If he died in that battle against Radon, did he?
Well, no, because he died with me plenty.
Cause see, I almost beat Radon by myself not the first time. The first time I died by arrows. I think probably the first 2 times I died by arrows before I figured out to go sideways.
Oh yeah.
Going sideways to avoid them is what I did. But I knew you could get behind the barricades too. Did you do that? They were kind of far apart though.
The barricades.
Like there were just like little standees that would take 1 blow from an arrow before you had to run to the next.
Well, heck, I don't remember.
When he would throw just the 1 big arrow, or shoot the 1 big
I would
arrow.
just dodge it.
Yeah. I wasn't feeling confident in my timing, I guess, with the arrows also raining down or whatever. I don't think. So I think I was just like zigzag back and forth.
Oh crap!
But yeah, then I did end up summoning people just to see what it was. I don't think the one I went on, I actually really had anybody out at the time. They probably had all been killed at the beginning or something, but... Because after he does that meteor, then he is pretty fast.
Yeah.
And annoying.
It was like the comet that got me.
That's what I know. He got me once too. It took me 3 or 4 times, I think, to kill him. Maybe 5 or 6 times. I don't remember. Some of them, like that Moonlight woman, though. I think you had a little bit of trouble with her just because you didn't take the time on her or something. Maybe at first. Because I think I got her first shot. Like, there's been a few bosses in each game that I'll get first time, and it'll always like surprise me. But it'll be because like I was appropriately leveled and I had a good run, you know, like I was just kind of paying enough attention and getting my timing good with the rolls, and they took enough damage where it didn't take forever and whatever. So.
Huh.
What
is?
Have you ever had that where you beat? I think you have beat a couple bosses first try, haven't you?
I beat Margit the first try.
Hey, that's sick, dude. Is it the second one?
No, it was like the first real boss on the
Okay, you did.
bridge.
You beat him the first time?
Yeah.
Dude, he took me a little bit. He was actually pretty hard for me. That's funny. Did you summon that NPC right at the entrance?
Roger. Yeah,
I remember
Roger.
us talking about that. Yeah. Is that the Roger or whatever, the guy you get the rapier from, and or you get his rapier, and he ends up. Isn't he the one that's also back at the table or whatever?
Yeah.
At the little he's a little sorcerer guy.
Yeah.
It's kind of unique that we actually get these names of these people's weapons, and then they're actually in the game, and you talk to them.
Yeah.
More than the side quest. I mean, most of those vendors, though, like, I don't know if I haven't progressed enough some or what. Most of them have not gotten more inventory since the beginning. Like, no more spells or miracles or anything.
Yeah.
That one left, the guy I was giving the tomes to or whatever left. So, like, because he was the one that had the most magic out there around the grace point. But he, not the one that's sitting down against the grace point,
the one
was, like, leaned against the wall or something.
Yeah, the one with the wheel on his head.
Yeah. And he left on yours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going out to search
mine
for
never did
something?
go black. Yeah. I think I ran into him once somewhere. I can't remember where though. But my table of the lost round or whatever it is it never did go dark like yours did.
Hmm.
It never has, so I don't know if I missed something. Because I don't think I've ever met patches either.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Where, dude, I'm probably just going to start looking at all these
gosh!
things up. Actually, are you okay? Did you make it out?
I was aiming at somebody with the bow and they literally jumped right in my face.
Oh, God.
That's scary.
Dude, Adam, it was kind of weird. It was kind of nice in a weird way. Adam called me up today just to say that he thought we had a really nice recording last night. Like, that's just, he's genuine in that way, you know? Like,
Yeah.
he's like a genuine person or whatever in that way that a lot of people aren't, I guess.
That's what I remember when I lived in the apartment. Like, he stopped by just about every single day.
And dude, I felt so bad that I never got down there.
Yeah, me
like,
too.
I know, man, I always wanted to, but like it just felt weird because I think me and Lindsay weren't in the best place at the trying to do my duty as a husband every day, you know, like not the old version of that where it just meant having sex with your wife to try to get her pregnant, but the other version where it means doing the dishes and picking up after the kids and brushing teeth and stuff.
Yeah, I get it.
So I was just kind of like keeping it down, but it did. It made me sad that I didn't do that, man. I'm sorry.
You didn't miss much.
Right, but I mean, it was a different time in your life, and you probably could have used some support or something, you know, or at least somebody to hang out with.
I had him.
Or whatever. That's right. Adam was there a lot, right? So that's why I didn't really.
He needed his time to shine.
Yeah, exactly. No, he's a. I don't know. It's cool how we're all like bonded on different levels. Like me and you and me and Adam are, you know, on different whatever. The same all around, I would imagine.
What weapon are you using? I know it's random.
Dude, no, it's not. I'm still using the freaking exact same. You might be disappointed. I'm still using the Lord Sword's Great Sword. I've got it to plus 17.
Man.
So I don't know if it goes to plus 20 or what, but...
I still have the twin blade.
But, nice, man. I like that. I was gonna, oh, dude. Hold on. I'm saving up to... Have you... No, you used... Did you use Radon's Soul, or did you actually make a weapon or anything?
Oh, no, I used it.
Okay.
Yeah, because you were telling me.
But the sword, the Great Swords or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it has like the that little. I think it's like the portal. I can't really do it because my stats aren't good enough. I think it's why it's not let me do it, but it does like the little gravity portal thing where it kind of pulls people in or whatever.
Yeah, I have a spell like
the
that.
Special, it's the L2 special or whatever.
Oh, it's probably much better than what I have.
I don't know, man. I bet, or it's like it at least, but it's just attached to a weapon instead of to just the magic, you know. But the I don't know, man. They just seem cool, but you've got to have 38 strength, 15 intelligence, and 12 dex. So I had the dex, but my strength was not 38. It's like I've gotten it up to like 30 or 31 now, but it wasn't like 20 or 25.
You know? Yeah.
But I'm wearing his armor though currently, just the helmet and the chest piece because I didn't have enough soul or whatever enough runes last time to get the gauntlets and stuff. But like my endurance or whatever is high enough that my weight burden, I'm still just on medium. So
dang,
it's pretty heavy, but it's actually better than the stuff I had. So
I'm using a talisman for the heavy load.
Nice. I don't know if I have one, man. Just like Havel's ring.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, how do you upgrade those slots, or does it just happen gradually? Because I have 4 of them now. I think I started with 2. And then
with the pouches or the talisman slots. I think it's just something throughout the game. I don't really know. It just happens
gradually, okay. After each boss or after each big boss or something, maybe. Yeah, I'm at 39 strength currently. Crap, I think I only had to be 38. I put an extra one in there. Well, I'll probably go to 40. Maybe that's like a soft cap or something.
I haven't
looked up the caps yet. Do you do that usually, like, look up I know we had talked about them on the other games. Did you do that on 3? Look up, like, the level caps or anything?
Oh, on 3? I don't remember. I haven't on here.
I just always think it's like leveling up is so precious. I didn't want to waste the points. Once you get in the higher levels and you're using like 100,000 souls for a level up or whatever.
Yeah, but I think on here you're good to go pretty high.
Yeah.
I think you're almost encouraged.
I'm at 85 right now. Dude, I remember stopping it. I think on Dark Souls 1 maybe the level was 120 was the prime like PvP level. Like, if you went over level 120, then you had a hard time finding a match. So everybody like stopped at 120 because it was considered like, I guess, the best balance and the most attainable or whatever. Maybe in like 2 playthroughs or something. But,
oh, I don't know. Oh, gosh.
But I remember stopping at that point and like doing PvP some. Always being kind of bad at it, but still having fun and winning sometimes.
PvP. The only time I ever invaded somebody was for the trophy in Demon Souls.
Demon Souls. Never worried about PvP on that, really. Just getting invaded some. I definitely understand. It's different. It's not the same type of game at all doing that, you know, but it is pretty fun. I got into it more on 2 and 3, actually. There was like arenas and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But, dude, I wonder why that wolf guy was not up here. That kind of makes me sad. I want to find... Did you find the original great sword? Just like a plain great sword?
Don't remember. I couldn't tell you.
Right. I understand because it's not a unique kind of weapon or anything, but...
Yeah, there's a guy here.
That it has like a berserk reference or something.
Oh.
There's a guy there.
Yeah, there's a big guy trying to get me.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he got me through the floor. Naturally.
Oh, nice. Great. Thanks, man.
I just wanted him to climb this ladder, but he won't.
Oh, I was going to go buy the rest. Oh, man. Please don't tell me. Okay, good. I've got at least a couple gold rooms. I've actually got a few. Because I need 8,000 a piece for these 2 pieces of armor, so I came back to this place, to the Table of Lost Grace or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I only have 15,558. So if I didn't have any extra runes to use, I would have been bummed.
Yeah, because that's like nothing for where you are. What do you need, like 35 or 40?
What, to get the, to level up?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was talking about buying the rest of Radahn's armor. But yeah, I think I'm at... I'll tell you in a second. I'll look at the groove of the green place and check.
I'm at 34.
2 pieces of Radahn's armor. Right. You know, hopefully I can wear this armor, and hopefully it's actually an improvement over what I'm wearing. Because I'm still wearing some armor I've had for a little while. I've only changed armor probably 3 or 4 times at the most.
Oh, I've changed it every
lot,
step of
have
the
you?
way.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, now I finally have.
Yeah, well, you started naked, didn't you?
Yeah, I have
That's
Blade's
not good.
mask, the wolf mask,
Mm-hmm.
and then I have like a feather crow cape type. Might be his cape too.
Nice, dude. That's pretty slick.
I always wanted to get the crow cape in Bloodborne, but I never did.
I think I ended up getting everything in that game. Did you 100% that game?
Bloodborne?
Yeah.
No.
For some reason, I felt like you like went. No, I'm just thinking of Demon Souls. Did you ever finish up Demon Souls 100%?
No.
You got close, didn't you? But you were gonna have to do like something to get another miracle or something, or
Something, I can't remember.
were you gonna have to like play through again or something?
I think so. I don't know, I wasn't really in the mood to do it.
I know, you got motivated for a little bit to do it.
Yeah, I got a lot done.
Yeah?
Like, you know, changing world tendencies and all that
Doing
good
all
stuff.
that jazz. Yeah. But that's good that you recognized when you weren't having fun anymore. Because once the game stops being fun, what's the point of it? That's what Adam had like an identity crisis last night talking about that. Because he's questioning his need to always 100% games, even ones he doesn't really like and stuff. Like, so he's kind of wanting to back off of achievements a little bit, I think. Which is like he doesn't care about the score or whatever, really. Like he just likes having the games 100% or whatever. It's like a compulsion kind of, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need 43,539 to level up. So I don't level up that much anymore.
How much?
43,000.
Oh, man.
So I don't get only levels or whatever to use of decent ones. Have you got any of those hero rooms?
I don't know.
Big. They have like 10,000 plus, I think, all of them. Oh, dude, all of Radahn's armor is just like the better version of what I'm currently wearing. Oh, crap, but it's going to make me heavy.
Oh, crap.
Aw, man. I can't be being heavy. I can just wear worse. I can wear the foot soldier greaves I have. It don't take me down longer.
I know, for good armor, like I've done it where I just wear no pants with it.
Nice. Dude, I'll send you this picture. I look like a weird woman with a mustache in Radahn's armor. Because I have like, I'll just send it to you. Because the way the helmet like blocks the bottom part, like the beard, because I have a full beard on here. The helmet blocks all of it except for the mustache. And it's like very sized because it like comes in front of the upper lip and stuff. And it looks like I have makeup on.
Probably do.
But I think it's just the eye color I picked and it makes your cheeks look rosy or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know those rosy cheeks.
That's what you're known for.
How do I know it? How do I share? There we go.
How do I live
I know you can do it
without
from
you?
the app now too. I don't get on there that much. There you go. Who sung that song?
Leanne Rhymes.
Dude, she was really cute. That was like a very innocent time of a lot of pretty blondes in country. It seemed like some of them were really good. We were talking about somebody. Well, she was good. Oh, Shania, dude. I don't think you can beat Shania, honestly. Of that era, and she was like beautiful, but she was like attainable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like and her
she was
songs were
every
actually,
woman.
good and fun. Right, exactly. She was like a not just country. Like she seemed awesome.
Oh.
Lindsay thinks she's awesome too, so it's recognized. You all right, man?
Probably not.
Oh, jeez. Did you get? Oh well, whenever you get a chance. Yeah, okay, it did send it.
Yeah,
Hey,
it did.
Do you care if I invite Chris to the party for a second?
No, I don't care.
Sometimes we'll get off here in a minute.
Uh-oh. Oh, come on. I am in a bad way. Hello? Oh no. Uh-oh.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just joined him.
I'm about to die.
Instead, I didn't message him or anything, and I just said, Chris, get on your microphone. I don't know if he gave me at all. So. Did you die?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Dang it. God, the fat roll's pretty brutal on here.
I just got poisoned.
Full armor set. Oh, no.
Sometimes you just gotta fashion souls.
Got to. I think he's my favorite boss so far, just from a wild arena, the wild attacks, the variety in the battle, and one of my favorite, and the ridiculousness of his tiny horse.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have seen if you hadn't told me.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
It's so cute.
I just got killed by 2 dogs.
So painful.
So there goes my runes.
Man. Dude, I don't like those robot dog things anymore. The stone robot dogs or whatever they are.
Oh, the watchdogs.
I guess. A stone robot. Yeah, they're called watchdogs, but they kind of look like
but they're
Egyptian
cats
or something. Yeah, just like everything's dog on here, I guess.
Everything
Have you
is
seen
dog.
that where people say, people?
Oh yeah, like dog
a very
ahead.
good Russian woman. Yeah, you've definitely got the Olga. Damn. There's Svetlana.
I know.
I kind of like the. I feel like I kind of think that's where I would have ended up. Is like a very cold Russian woman. Like if I had been left to the world's devices instead of things working out how they did, like just a very cold, like very bleak Russian woman.
Weird.
I think I could be okay with that on some level. I would be a very different person.
Yeah. Man, these guys with these rapiers are nasty business.
Yes, they are. They're a high school squad. The rapier rapers.
Ooh.
Very unpleasant. No one cares for the name or the team.
Sounds like something Brock Turner would be about.
Who's that? That sounds familiar.
He was one of them peoples.
Really? Oh, I remember people like said, like to remember his name and stuff.
Yeah.
Was he kind of a rich kid or something?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And that people, because I would see people comment on Reddit and stuff sometimes, I think, saying like, oh, you mean Brock Turner, the rapist?
Yeah.
Or if somebody said something about a rape happening, like, oh, like Brock Turner and stuff.
Yeah, that's 100%
So
it.
that was pretty good. I thought that was pretty good. Calling him out. I didn't look into it beyond that.
So yeah, so whenever you Googled it, that's what would come up.
Yep.
Because it was something
Reddit is a pretty good resource sometimes for information. There's a surprising diversity of people, even though there are a ton of people I wouldn't necessarily care to be associated with. But,
yeah.
You know? There's like a lot of hateful, unhappy people.
Such is the world.
Yep. But hey, I just got a plus 18 on this sword. I bet it goes to 20.
Dang.
If you just went just regular strength without using, which I don't think there are different stones and stuff to make your weapons like a different element or anything on this one, are there? Like there's talismans or the ashes you equip.
Yeah. No.
Is what that is now, isn't it? Dude, I hadn't thought about that. You can do it. You can do it. Smithing stone sevens. These what?
These dango dogs.
Are you down in a cave? Is that where you're at?
No, I'm in this shrouded castle or whatever, the shaded castle or whatever it's called.
Oh, down there in the murky place, the poison place.
Yeah.
It is a pretty wild area.
Oh.
I liked it kind of, but it was hard. I don't remember that. The shaded castle, yeah.
I've come to the boss.
Are you fighting Castellan? Oh, is it Castellan?
I don't know.
I think. Or is that just what... no, that's not what the place is called, though.
It's like through a bridge with all these
Blue
statues.
Yeah. I do
Blue
kinda remember
Velvet?
that.
What is that?
Dude,
Oh,
have you
that's
ever seen
that's
it?
an anime, isn't it?
No, but
No.
I think I know what you're talking about. It's some old Computer Blue. No, but it was. I think there was something called something blue. I don't know if it was like cyborgs or what it was back then, but it was something kind of. Was it one like the '80s animes you thinking of?
I don't know who.
Maybe like the old anime.
Elmer?
Computer Blue. The glue.
Oh crap, Elmer's tough.
Dude, Blue Velvet. Oh jeez. Blue Velvet is David Lynch.
Oh.
It's the guy that did
Kyle Lachlan's
Twin
in it.
Peaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kyle MacLachlan. Yeah, dude. He's the mayor on Portlandia. He's pretty good on that. I didn't care for that show much, but I did watch it at night a while back. He's the mayor on there. He's like the perfect balance of just weird enough, but still like appealing enough to actual like famous Hollywood and whatever.
Oh.
But it's still on the fringe, kinda.
Yep. Oh man, it's just me and Elmer.
You can do it, man. Get that glue out of his feet. Where all the glue comes from.
It was his plan all along. Oh, nope, I died.
I knew a kid who would eat glue in preschool. So I went to preschool right across from the whatever the lollipop shop was forever, right across from Ken's and stuff. You know?
Yeah.
But it was like right after that set of shops. There's like a little building there before the car kind of place or whatever it is that would always have like a tire out front and like a bay door.
I
Like
think
in
so.
between there is like kind of, I think it's a brick building, but that was like a preschool at one time when we were kids. And I went there when we moved down here from Nicholasville. That's where I went. That's where I broke my leg.
Nice.
I was 5. Yeah, the first broken bone. I had crutches and a cast. I got it off right like a week before kindergarten.
Man, this dude's already.
Because I freaking jumped out of a swing.
That
Are
is
you
so
wearing it on you
mean.
again?
Yeah, already. Like, with no remorse. I'm just trying different spirit ashes.
People are just so rude, man. Dude, have you... I found a lot of this now. I've got like maybe 20 of them or something.
I don't know how many I have exactly.
There's a lot, isn't there?
Yeah. Oh man.
But I haven't used most of them, so I just use the strongest one I can with the FP. I have 100 FP just so I could use this one. That's one I've been using, Banished Knight Olaf.
Banished Knight Olaf. I might have him. I don't think I have used
He's pretty
him.
cool. But
I'm gonna beat
if you
this
get
guy.
your FP up to at least 100, you can
Oh.
use some of these stronger ones.
Is my FP at 100?
It requires a mind of 25, I think.
Oh. So the demi-human didn't do me no good.
You can level them up too. Have you gotten to do that?
Yeah, I have Banished Knight Ingval.
I have him too, yeah, with the halberd.
Yeah, I can't use him
I haven't
yet, though.
used him, but see, that's what it's worth getting that mind up just to be able to use it strong, because they can actually like last a little while then. Because I use them, dude. I've been using them without remorse. Like,
oh yeah,
it's like summoning somebody, but you don't have to you don't have to rely on.
I'm not too proud.
Ain't too proud of the day. And it's an easy summon. You don't have to go through any hard decks or anything, or wait a long time. Just do it as soon as you get in the boss arena and you're good. It's usually before they can get to you. They call 'em. Alright, buddy, I gotta get off here.
Alright.
Thank you for teaching me after much issue, teach me how to get to this place. So now I have a grace point over there and I can finish it up. I'm at 64 hours.
Nice.
Still a lot to see, I think. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Chris
Oh.
said he kept playing for a good while after 60 before he went and beat the game and stuff. So. Oh no, Chris tried to start a party with me. Sorry, buddy, I'm getting off now.
I'll see you later.
Alright, see you, man.
Oh. Come on. ELMER of the BRIAR. That makes sense. Since he's briared. Maybe I try a spiritual ancestor. Cold chill. Oh man, that was... Oh. I'm a jerk. Yep. Yep. Oh. What a poop head. Oh.
merciful.
Hey!
Well, I took you no matter to lay out your arm.
Greeting, are you here for spirit tuning?
Well, I took you no matter. Lay out your arm. Back already, no matter.
Greeting, are you here for
Hey!